Leaders of Tomorrow, ET-NAF's special initiative that celebrates the undying entrepreneurial spirit of micro, small and medium enterprises. Earlier, we brought you part 1 of a special conversation with the Chairman and Managing Director of SIDBI, Dr. Kshatrapati Shivaji. Today, we're continuing that interview. Here's part 2, where we're talking all things finance for the MSME space. I want to talk about mentoring services for MSMEs. From an industry point of view, what advice would you have for MSMEs in terms of how to go about finding a financial mentor and how crucial that is for them?
So this is a very important thing, because many a times, especially SME entrepreneurs, typically they are concentrated more in their business activities. Sophisticated financial management related tricks and techniques, obviously they are not able to understand. But simple financial engineering and financial rules, if they follow, it will benefit a lot. What is required, that we have done with the help of our stand-up mitra.in portal. It is meant for not only the stand-up loans, a stand-up targeted beneficiary, for the Mudra beneficiaries also, I mean the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana related loan seekers, and also for all other SMEs entrepreneurs. This complete set of the SME entrepreneurs, they can be able to access mentoring services, means including the chain of more than 7,000 plus number of the help centers are mapped in that portal, each district wise of 691 districts of the country, which include financial literacy centers, second district industry centers of the whole country. In addition to that, skilling centers, RCTs, which are typically the rural self-employment training institutes. There our SMEs, they get the access, support and guidance in the venture which they are interested in, and also they get the latest available government schemes detail over there.
What if you can talk to us then specifically about what you are doing in terms of financial mentoring for MSMEs and some of the companies that approach you?
This is what we always try to provide support, like training to the trainers. We provide support. Many places when the training centers are, typically undeveloped districts, we conduct the executive development programs, entrepreneurs development programs, particular skill set which is required, which is lacking in that area. In the clusters of different clusters we have, those clusters, if there are some particular skill set which is now coming up in far less than the competitive the level of that, we conduct those training camps, coordinate with large number of such training institutions, so that their skill set continue to be updated, improved and maintain their competitive edge.
I want to go back to talking about the portal. What language is it available in right now?
Right now both Hindi and English, this portal is there. Now even from the remotest area, our SME entrepreneurs, they can apply for a loan online through this unique electronic marketplace, this portal platform, and to any bank or any branch of his and her choice. So in Hindi, if I can say, घर बैठे जो भी आप किसी भी बैंक और किसी भी ब्रांच में आपको लोन लेना है, आप घर बैठे अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. एंड द ब्यूटी ऑफ दैट, आफ्टर अप्लाइंग यू गेट यूनिक SMS that your paper has been received by which bank of which branch, whether he has started processing it. That branch manager knows your mobile number, so branch manager call you, you can call them. And very interesting thing, that there is a concept called electronic marketplace, where all these applications, even though the entrepreneurs have the option of applying to 3 banks and branches of his choice, this application will be necessarily pushed electronically to these 3 branches. In addition, that his application or her application will be put in the marketplace like any sabji mandi type things, where any bank and branch can pick up in the country. And typically you will see that good number of cases the loan application submitted by one entrepreneurs has been picked up by many times 3 and more banks at a time. These type of the initiatives have really helped our entrepreneurs to improve the credit access related constraint which our country was facing, especially from entrepreneurs who are in the hinterland, in rural area. They were not able to access to the bank branches, or the bank branches are far away from their location or their residence. They don't need to go over there. Both Hindi and English it is available.
Great. So this marketplace model that you're talking about is something that's never been attempted before. It's very unique. But what has been some of the initial feedback and response that you've been getting from MSMEs?
More than 2 lakhs hits on this portal has come. More than around 700 loan application has been registered and sanctioned on that, and more than around 900 odd has been picked up by the different banks in such a short time. This portal has been launched by Honorable Prime Minister on 5th of April, and by now all 39 private sector banks and the public sector banks and many of the RRBs have already registered. So 39 banks running into more than around 1,10,000 branches of the country are the participant on this unique, the marketplace portal, where everyone, any citizen of the country, any SME of the entrepreneurs, they can be able to avail this.
I just want to go back to the marketplace model that you were talking about. Can you please help our viewers understand whether this will necessarily mean that they also get better interest rates, lower interest rates?
See that any interest rate etc. can obviously be drive further through the competition among the creditors. Here the unique mechanism is that it helps both borrower and the lender. Borrower get benefited because it is available, a good borrower, his application is available on the electronic marketplace, where the multiple banks are picking up. Naturally, when the multiple banks are picking up, there is a competition among the banks. There is a better crystallization of the credit worthiness of these SME entrepreneurs, where the banks are getting the loan application without going to the different places and conducting the business development meet and scouting for application. Seated at their office, they are getting all the loan application. It is helping both sides.
Has MCLR changed things for the MSME space?
Correct. Because MCLR definitely it is a marginal, is incremental cost at which it is running. The Reserve Bank has come out with a very beautiful, clear circular that rate transmission, which the transmission of the rate, whatever in the monetary policy which is coming, need to be transmitted more efficiently. The borrower or whoever the beneficiary must get benefited in the true picture in the right amount and at the earliest. So it is definitely going to.
Okay. Now, even as you're talking about the different schemes which are there for MSMEs and entrepreneurs, we get feedback from a lot of the entrepreneurs who write to us or call us and say that they find it very difficult accessing funds from the banks, largely because they're family owned or family run businesses. What advice would you have for such entrepreneurs in terms of being able to answer any questions from the banks as being professionally run organizations as well?
See, there are many issues do come in while SME especially, typically they approach any of the creditors. One of the issues which is very paramount across the country, especially for an economy like ours, is the traditional lending operation in the banks goes with the security oriented, means collaterals. I must tell you that, like for Mudra, Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, here up to 10 lakhs is the loan defined under the PMMY. Now it is available collateral free from 163 such Mudra partners, which include all the banks, large number of MFI and NBFCs. So there, collateral becoming one of the major issues, we at SIDBI, we have specialized the concept called the credit guarantee framework. the credit guarantee framework mechanism, we have set up a trust for which I am the chairman. Through the trust, we extend partial guarantee to the lenders, so that in lieu of this insistence of the collateral or the security from the borrower, we extend guarantee, partial guarantees, and then they extend the loan up to 1 crore. Like Mudra, I mentioned to you, it is up to 10 lakhs. The Stand Up India loan is up to 10 lakhs to up to 1 crore. You get collateral free loan mechanism, and 163 Mudra partners, they are extending these supports. Good number of the banks and all these institutions, they are now providing the support. Our country, the collateral related constraint become all the more pronounced, because the large number of our SMEs, they don't have land to live with. In fact, many of them are landless. They are talented, they have the potential, they have a skill set, but they don't have the land. So, and even if some of them they have a land, but their land title is not very clear, because we have certain legacy of the issues relating to the land title across the country. Naturally, the banks, they always search for, in their due diligence process, the enforceable tangible security which is free from any these type of encumbrances, which many of our SME entrepreneurs, they find it difficult to provide. But it does not mean that our SME entrepreneur who has the potential, otherwise they lack only because there is no collateral for them. In order to take care of such entrepreneurs, that the collateral should not come in the way in crystallizing and leveraging and unleashing their potential for their entrepreneurial journey, which helps ultimately to the whole nation. This type of mechanism has been put in, and I can tell you that there are good number of the guarantee framework which we have put it. One is CGT MSC, second is the Mudra guarantee framework, third is the Stand Up India guarantee framework. All these three taken together, we have been able to give the guarantee partial guarantee cumulative over the period more than 1,10,000 crore.
Let's take a quick break on that note, but don't go anywhere. We'll continue bringing you a slice of that conversation with Sidbi. Welcome back. You're with us here on MSME Dialogues on the Leaders of Tomorrow, and we're continuing a conversation I had earlier with the Chairman and Managing Director of Sidbi. Do take a listen. Sir, you've raised a very important point in terms of collateral, because the feedback again that we get from entrepreneurs is that they're not in a position to provide collateral of any kind, and therefore banks are finding it difficult to lend to them. Do you see such alternative lending mechanisms, whether it's say against working capital, for example? Do you see that picking up more steam?
I mean, it is again a very important, working capital requirement for SME, always they run into some issues. One of the issues, because there are many other issues which we have tried to handle it, but for our viewers, one of the issues which is very, very important, trade receivables. Like typically for our viewers, the trade receivables are like some product SME has prepared and sold to the bigger purchasing corporates. Then the value of those sale proceeds must be realized in the reasonable time. If it get delayed, then it will eat away the working capital of the SME, because the buying the raw materials, processing it, selling it, these all require the working capital credit. The good number of cases, because SMEs typically have lesser bargaining power vis-a-vis the bigger. I am not undermining anyone, but what happened, because of the typical competitive market pressure, everyone is under competitive pressure. Everyone means bigger and smaller and all. Typically, because of certain the tension and stress in the market, always the stress get percolated down to the bottom, that is the SME. So SME, they bear the brunt maximum. if there is any stress in the ecosystem. As a result, the trade receivables means, let us say, whatever amount which we have sold, I mean the SME has sold to the bigger purchasing corporates, typically in 45 days they are supposed to get the money back. Of 5 crore, then 5 crore he should get back in 45 days. If it get delayed, then because of the zero sum game of the working capital equation over there, the bigger purchasing corporate is utilizing the working capital of the SME because of the delay at interest free cost. The poor SME, because they have the lesser bargaining power, find it very hard. In order to address this wide spread stress incidence of the SMEs, SIDBI come out with a couple of new products. One, we call it typical RFS, Receivable Financing Scheme, where it is an innovatively structured financial product using the financial engineering concepts that will provide the SME trade related limit, credit limit to a purchasing corporate against the book of, against the balance sheet strength of the purchasing corporate, but will be given to the SME as and when they supply their product and discounted straightway, means the SME will get the credit immediately after discount of those receivables, bills and invoices, and the purchasing corporate will pay it in typically either 45 days or 90 days based on the agreement. That way we have been able to address the working capital component which is inbuilt in the trade receivables component, which is typically very large amount to great extent. Now this also we found that it is only 1-to-1 we are going ahead. Large number of this particular product, large number of the banks have now started doing, and is a very successful, very typically the very sought after now product by all the banks. Initially SIDBI we started venturing this type of the new product, taking all the risk, try to create a market for this type of the new product, because the new product obviously has its own risk. Now it has stabilized. Little bit further I can tell you. Now we are going ahead little further. Typically electronic platform we are going to set up in the joint venture with the National Stock Exchange. Company has been formed, and also with the joint venture with the State Bank of India and ICICI and Yes Bank, called TRADES, Trade Receivables for Electronic Discount Scheme. TRADES, typically TRADES, it is a name. We have got the license from the Reserve Bank, and all the trade receivables, bills and invoices etc. will be placed on this electronic marketplace, where these bills and the invoices are discounted, traded and discounted transparently to everybody. So as you know that sunshine is the best disinfectant. Every players, bigger purchaser, corporate purchaser and the smaller suppliers, they all will have to behave more in a financially disciplined manner to improve the transparency, and 45 days means 45 days. That type of the discipline we expect to implement it, and India will be the second country in the world after Mexico to implement this type of pioneering unique trade mechanisms, bill discounting scheme on the electronic platform.
Okay. Talk to us, sir, about any specific schemes that you might have for women entrepreneurs.
A specific scheme, once I mentioned to you, I think a few things have been covered which I will repeat now. One is the Mudra, means up to 10 lakhs loan. Our entrepreneurs, they can be able to get it through 163 Mudra partners. For any of the non-farm sectors related activities, also now allied agricultural activities also. This is the latest expansion of the activities which get covered under the Mudra schemes. And now since it is not only the banks, SLBC, conveners and all other institutions are becoming the partner partner in the Mudra drive, I can say. Now you can also access the loan directly through the portal. It helps a lot. Second is the Stand Up India loan schemes, where typically we have tried to improve the inclusive approach in terms of the credit access. and to create a equitable growth even to those underserved, marginalized entrepreneur segments like typically SC/ST entrepreneurs and women entrepreneurs. These two types of entrepreneurs, despite many schemes, it was felt that there is a need for having a more focused scheme to take care of these two basic segments like women entrepreneurs and SC/ST. Every branch of the bank in the country, minimum one SC/ST entrepreneurs for the greenfield financing from the 10 lakhs to 1 crore, and one women entrepreneurs should be minimum, not that this is the maximum. Entrepreneurs means two entrepreneurs for financing greenfield projects. Every branch of the whole country has to do it under the Stand Up India schemes. Roughly 1,25,000 branches we have, means 2,50,000 such entrepreneurs, those who are underserved, not got enough balanced support under the entrepreneurial landscape, will be getting a support. In addition to that, Make in India pitch, we have been supporting it. A Smile scheme I mentioned to you. In addition to that, energy related supports, sustainable financings, we also provide entrepreneurial support beside the funding to these type of things through the credit line we have through JICA, we have through World Bank, and through many other such international agencies. We have to provide this type of supports. Through the MFIs again, micro entrepreneurs, we have extra emphasis to ensure that micro entrepreneurs, they get adequate attention in terms of the credit facilities.
Sure. Thank you very much for taking the time out to speak with us here on the Leaders of Tomorrow, sir.
Thank you very much. It is my pleasure.
That concludes our special two-part interview with the Chairman and Managing Director of SIDBI. We do hope that you've been able to get a lot of expert takeaways from that conversation. You can always write in to us at leadersoftomorrow@timesgroup.com. You can reach us on social media using the hashtag LOT or call us on the number which is on your screen if you have any feedback for us. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.